Maybe you're thinking of retiring here in Arizona and just wanting to see why other people might be doing so. Or maybe you're watching this video because maybe some friends of yours, some family members have retired and they've moved to Arizona. And you're asking, why would this be? This is some desert that gets extremely hot. Why would anyone actually retire here? In this video, I want to break down 7 main reasons why I am seeing people retire in Arizona. Some of these are just logical, big statistics that everyone knows. Some of these are also more practical things that I'm seeing from my client. I'm a realtor here in Arizona, and I work with a lot of people coming from out of state, and specifically a lot of people looking in 55 plus communities or looking to make this either a retirement or maybe a snowbird home where they're just here a few months out of the year. And so I do get to see kind of an inside view of why people are actually moving to Arizona. So I want to break that down in this video. The first reason is not going to be a shock. It is going to be our weather here in Arizona. We get over 300 days of sunshine. It's perfect for going outdoors, staying active, and there are many benefits to the heat in itself. Now, of course, our summers are hot, right? July and August are absolutely brutal, just being honest with you. Even after you live here for a while, no one enjoys 115 degrees. And so I'm not going to beat around the bush there. But in my opinion, compared to just about every other state in the United States, a little bit of heat over summer is much more preferred than winters where you're shoveling snow or it's getting below 40, 30 degrees. We don't have that here in Arizona, and that's why it's a huge popular spot for snowbirds, people coming to the heat, where it's been 75 degrees here in January. Absolutely crazy. Shorts and a t-shirt weather. Right now, we are in the middle of January when I'm recording this, and it is literally shorts and a t-shirt weather. So the weather is a key factor, and the heat does many great things for the people that are looking in the retirement age, for arthritis, for your joints. The heat is much better for you than the cold, especially the freezing cold. So when you never have to even think about that, I've seen people be diagnosed with difficult issues with arthritis. The doctor diagnoses them to actually move to the Phoenix area because of this exact issue. And really just any joint or muscle pain in general is probably improved by the heat, right? Usually one of the things they recommend you doing is putting heat patches, on your back when you have a muscle strain. And so just being in warmer weather is a key factor. But also respiratory issues can be improved from the heat. You have better blood flow when it's warmer outside than when it's colder outside. And actually depression itself is improved in here in Arizona than places that can be gloomy, that get a lot of rain, or that can be cold for months at a time. You see them being recommended to move to Arizona. And so the weather is actually a key factor that I'm seeing people retire here. I mean, especially in our winter months when you can come play golf in January, go play pickleball, go on hikes, all that great stuff. When typically you're locked indoors, I'm seeing that very common. And people that live here full time, July and August is when you plan your vacations. That's when you go visit your family where it's not 100 degrees. That's where you go to the beach in California for a week to escape the heat. Those are the times when people leave. But if you have to be here, you can stay indoors. And honestly, the heat over summer, it's a dry heat, so you can actually be outdoors. You probably want to be in the shade and under a fan, but it's not that miserable to be outside if you're in the shade and under a fan here in Arizona. So number one reason I see people move here is quite literally our climate and our weather. The second reason I'm seeing people retire in Arizona is the tax-friendly options. And I actually see this probably more common than I would expect to, and a huge reason that I'm seeing retirees in particular move here. So tax-friendly in general, especially compared to the surrounding metropolitan areas that are nearby here on the West Coast. I mean, the Denver area, the Portland area, anywhere in Washington, so Seattle, anywhere in California as well. When it comes to just simply tax rates that you're going to be paying on things like your pension or your retirement fund, you could be making $1,000, $2,000 more a month just simply on your retirement by moving from one state to another. I've seen some crazy instances where people are having huge savings just simply by where they are making their primary residence. And your primary residence is 6 months and 1 day. So maybe you still want to live in California, but you can only want to live there 5 months and 29 days, and you could count Arizona as your primary tax residence, save quite a bit of money monthly. Also, our property taxes. So when it comes to some of these other states where they're paying $8,000, $10,000 a year in property taxes, you can move to Arizona and it is a much more optimal spot when it comes to your property taxes that you're owing each year. So when you're on that fixed income, and there are places, especially in some of these 55 plus communities where they're not having to pay school tax and things like that, where your taxes could be $1,000 a year in places like Sun City. Maybe on average across these 55 plus communities, the range is maybe closer to $2,000 a year, but there are definitely some great tax-friendly options for property taxes and income tax here in Arizona. And that's actually a more common reason I'm seeing people move here for retirement when they're on that fixed income, and they get to up that fixed income simply by their location. They don't have to do any extra work. That's a big reason I'm seeing people end up retiring here. Number 3, I just kind of talked about it, is actually our 55 plus community. So our retirement communities here in Arizona are top notch. There are a few other big spots across the world, right? Places like Florida, the Palm Springs area in California are big 55 plus. Here in Arizona, we have over 25 of them, and they are quite impressive. I was shocked as I began to research these. Right when I'm younger, you're not looking into the 55 plus communities, but the more I've gotten to know them, the more I've been impressed with them. And a lot of my channel actually focuses on these 55 plus communities because they're so impressive, and they're something that most people don't even know how much is going on in these communities. And so they have an insane amount of amenities. They have resort style pools. They have great home options in them. There's new build 55 plus communities. There's ones where Sun City, where you could find a single family home for under $300,000, extremely low property tax, and no HOA in Sun City. So you can find some really great value options, and you can also find some luxury 55 plus communities where you have some mountain views, amazing golf courses. Places like Trilogy at Vistancia and Victory at Verrado are some that I'm thinking of there. So the 55 plus communities is actually a reason that I'm seeing people get attracted to the Arizona, the greater Phoenix area, just simply because of how cool these communities are, to be honest with you. And the best factor about these 55 plus is that they're people in your stage of life, and even better, these communities are set up for you to get to meet new people, make some friends, and stay active. I mean, is that not exactly what you're looking to do when you retire? You don't want to sit in your house and not talk to anyone and just die alone, right? Nobody wants that, okay? You want to stay active. You want to get to know new people. You want to stay involved in things you like to do, and these 55 plus communities are amazing at that. They usually have tons of clubs offered. Whatever you're interested in, they're going to have something similar to what you're interested in some form of club that's well ran, that meets regularly. Again, perfect for meeting new people. They've got things like pickleball, they've got hiking clubs, swimming, aerobics classes, all of that good stuff they're probably going to have in just about every 55 plus community here in the Phoenix area. So I'm seeing that be a big reason that people retire here, is just for the community aspect itself. And for that, I made this totally free 55 plus community handbook, which is everything you need to know about these communities. So like I said, there's over 25 of them. It's a bit overwhelming. You could of course call me, and I'm happy to talk through which ones might be best for you. But I made that free handbook. There's a link in the description, or just email me and I'll send it right over to you. It's kind of everything you need to know about these communities, where they are on a map, what amenities do they have, what's their median sale price, what are their HOA fees, all that good stuff is in there. So again, just email me and I'll send that right over to you. Fourth reason is going to be our healthcare options. So obviously, as you get into the retirement age, healthcare becomes more and more important. And actually, the Phoenix area has some incredible healthcare, world-class options inside of the Phoenix area that you're going to have access to. And that's the other benefit about Phoenix, is just about anywhere in Phoenix, it's a humongous metro area, but it spreads out to where, let's just say you have some extremely niche specialty that you need to go to, and it's over in Scottsdale, but you live over in Surprise. Well, that's 45 minutes. To go to one of the more niche and specialized things, there's always going to be something probably in the Phoenix area, and you're not going to be that far from it. You're going to be at most probably an hour drive to the most specific specialty you could think of. But just besides that, when it comes to our hospitals, we have some high-class places. There's Banner, there's Honor Health hospitals, which are highly recommended in the Phoenix area. There's actually a Banner Del Webb, which is in the West Valley, right near some great 55-plus communities, that is state-of-the-art when it comes to their health care. And there's also the Mayo Clinic, which is where some of the top doctors in the United States are based out of. It's a well-known, at least here in the Phoenix area, and usually when you search up, your medical needs online, there might be a Mayo Clinic website that you start looking at. So some high-quality healthcare options, and likely within 30 minutes of your house, if not closer. And these 55-plus communities especially, they tend to have hospitals within 10 minutes of them. They have clinics all around. They have specialties nearby. So you have just so many options and so many availability when it comes to healthcare. And even after maybe that retirement community, when you're looking at assisted living, I know nobody likes to talk about that, but it is good to know that there are some options nearby in the Phoenix area. There are those all around. There's assisted living, there's senior care, there's all the specialties as well when it comes to memory care and different things like that. They have that all across the Phoenix area. And so maybe where you're living at, you don't have that much access to it. In Phoenix, again, you can live just about anywhere and have access to all of that fairly close by to you, where you could easily make it in a day trip or something like that. So healthcare options is also a big pro to retiring here in Arizona. Number 5 is going to be our outdoor things to do. So I know we talked about the weather, but the reason the weather is so great is because you want to stay active, you want to stay outdoors. People, when they think of retirement, they think of playing golf, going on hikes, playing pickleball or tennis or whatever you're into, but being outdoors and enjoying the sun. And when it's freezing cold outside and you cannot go outside for 2 months, you can't enjoy that. Well, you can here, and they have so many different options. Golf is humongous here in Phoenix. I mean, if you don't know, but we're kind of a mini golf mecca when it comes to the options you have. If you want to play all the luxury courses in Scottsdale, there are some world-renowned ones there, but there's also just tons and tons of cheaper golf courses, places in these 55-plus communities that you can play in the public. The Sun Cities and Sun City West in particular is some fairly affordable golf if you just want to go out and play regularly, or inside of these communities if you're looking in one of the 55-plus. Golf is huge here. Pickleball is absolutely massive. If you move into one of these 55-plus, it's just about a requirement to get involved in pickleball. A great way to stay active, meet new people. They have nationwide tournaments that end up happening in our different pickleball facilities across the Phoenix area, so that's huge as well. And then hiking options. We got multiple mountains inside of Phoenix, places like Camelback Mountain, which is a fairly challenging hike, but probably our most famous one. It's actually our largest peak in Maricopa County. We also have Piestewa Peak. You have Lake Pleasant where you can hike around the edge, and a lot of these communities have great walking paths all throughout them. So the outdoor things to do is a huge pro as well when it comes to retirement, because that's what people are thinking of when they want to retire. Relaxing in the sun, walking around some palm trees by the pool, hanging out by the pool in itself. So things like that you do get to do on a regular basis if you decide to retire here. And number 6, this is another big pro to the Phoenix area, is the amount of entertainment we have. Now that might not be a reason you actually retire someone, but it is a huge plus to know that, hey, if your favorite band is doing a huge tour of the United States, they're probably stopping in Phoenix. Or comedians, same thing, they're probably stopping in the Phoenix area. And so even if you live on the outskirts, if you live in Buckeye, if you live in Queen Creek, well, if you only got to drive an hour to see your favorite concert, a favorite comedian, whatever, that's actually a pretty good drive. But also we have the big sporting events, right? We have football, basketball, and baseball all in the Phoenix area. There are so many great restaurants here in the Phoenix area, especially in Scottsdale. So many great options. You'll never hit all of them. But if you want to try all the new places, go to some high-end dining, different things like that. Scottsdale's great. Same with shopping. Some of the best shopping you can find in the Scottsdale area. Same with downtown Phoenix, having some unique bars and restaurants there as well. So when it comes to entertainment, honestly, there is so much going on in Phoenix. Every single weekend, there's some sort of big event happening. Big car shows, big festivals, all that good stuff is happening on a regular basis. And so it might not be the reason you retire here, but once you are living here, you then have things to do while you're living here outside of your community, especially some more fun things that maybe you don't get in your current hometown. You might get more access to that here in the Phoenix area. And lastly is the amount of retirees here in the Phoenix area, especially in the snowbird months. So especially from about October to maybe the end of April is when you see a lot of retirees here in the Phoenix area. They are, of course, here over summer as well, but there's quite a few more of them in those months. And so that's a really nice feeling when it comes to retiring in another place, knowing that you're not going to stick out. You're going to be normal. You're going to be from out of state, just like just about everyone else that retired here in Arizona. Very rarely do you see someone that's lived in Arizona their entire life and stayed in Arizona their entire life. Oftentimes people are coming from out of state, they're retiring here, and so you're not going to feel out of place. You're going to meet people from different states. You're probably going to meet people from your state itself, especially if you either have high taxes or cold weather. If your state qualifies for one of those two things, there's probably a lot of people from your state living in Arizona, because those are the two biggest reasons that people move to Arizona, right? It's either they got snow over winter and they're tired of it and they want to come here, or they're tired of paying their taxes and they want to move here. So if your state qualifies for those two, you're going to find plenty of friends that are from your state staying here in Arizona. So there you go. There are 7 reasons that I'm seeing people retire here in Arizona, and I highly recommend it. I work with people coming here out of state all the time, either retiring, snowbirds, looking in these different 55-plus communities, and they absolutely love it. I talk to my clients a year later, and they are just thrilled with the community, thrilled with the things to do. I just met with one. They had like a little Christmas party, and they made more friends than I already have, and they've only lived there for about 3 or 4 months. They joined some pickleball club, and they had 30 people over to their house for a Christmas party. I couldn't believe it. I was like, did did you actually meet all these people here, or did you know them first? They're like, no, we met them all playing pickleball, and now they're some of our best friends. So that is exactly what it is about when it comes to retiring here in Arizona. So if you want help making that big move, enjoying your best years of life here in Arizona, reach out to me. I am a realtor here in the area, specializing in these 55 plus communities and people retiring in Arizona. So my email and number on the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos about living in Arizona.